Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Jeff Slickey here in downtown Shelton at Be a Better You Counseling and Referral Services with Jamie Ellertson and Abe Gardner. First things first, this is Jamie's new counseling service that you set up here. Almost a year, right? Are we coming up on the year?
Yeah.
Well, tell us a little bit about this place and what you're doing for the community here.
Yeah, so we just moved to our Shelton location in April, but we have been operating about a year. And we offer substance use disorder services, so outpatient and employment services and resource navigation for any resource that somebody's looking for.
That's awesome, and good for you for getting out on your own and trying this thing and doing a good job here in our community. If you can believe it, we are upon our 8th annual Overdose Awareness and Resource Fair. It again is split between Belfair and Shelton, and every year it gets bigger and more informative. More resources are available. Abe, let's talk a little bit about how we've gotten to this 8th year and what are some of the numbers, what are some of the things you want to highlight during this march, this walk here?
No, appreciate it, Jeff. So Jamie and I got together 8 years ago now. Jamie had a great idea to gather some community members, and it kind of happened a little bit spur of the moment. Jamie does a good job of retelling the story, but fast forward 8 years. This is our 8th annual. We've decided to do the resource fair again this year. We've got a number of resources at both the Belfair and Shelton events. We've had incredible participation over the last several years. It seems to get bigger and bigger, which we're really excited about. To raise awareness about overdose in general, but also to raise awareness about the services that are available here locally, and really look to plug folks into services that are in active addiction and or family members that are wanting support and wanting to know where to start. We're reminded every year of the importance of this event. I don't have last year's numbers yet. We'll have those on Thursday to share and Friday. But the 3 years previous, we're up to 106 overdose deaths here just in Mason County. As we communicate every year, one death is too many, and we far exceeded that. So just a reminder of the importance of providing services, providing support, and also getting a chance to celebrate the lives that we have lost, and providing a space for that. So really excited for this year.
And last year I was up at the Belfair Timberland Regional Library, and that was stocked full of great resources and people there to support those in the community. And again, too, at Kneeland Park, it's the same thing. It's just wall to wall with additional resources. So Jamie, talk to us a little bit about what to expect over these 2 days, 2 different resource fairs, 2 different walks. Let's start here in town.
Yeah, so both of the resource fairs are really similar. Belfair is a little bit smaller, so a little bit less resources, but we definitely utilize space. We will be starting off with our resource fair at both events, and right now we have about 65 different resource booths that are confirmed. Usually we end up with a couple extra. I'm really proud of our Mason County events overall because we do have one of the biggest overdose awareness events in the state. Last year exceeding over 700 people attending. We will also have a special event by a group of young kids that are going to do a skit and a song that just show the power of community and standing together. So that's really beautiful. And then we'll have a moment of silence for everybody that we have lost the overdose. And then we will do our walk through downtown Shelton. And then for Belfair, it will be at the Timberland Regional Library. Nobody has to walk the full distance if they don't want to. They could stand on the side of the road or wait back at the location, whether it's the park or at the library. And this year we will also have pinwheels up for everybody that has lost their lives to overdose. And then we had a community member, Kirsten Story, who had put together as many pictures as possible of community members that have lost their life to overdose. And right now we have a little bit over 70 different pictures that will be displayed at the event. So it's just really great. It's family friendly, so everybody is welcome. It's free. We will have pizza. Domino's is always really kind to donate extra pizzas for our events. And then we'll have pizza out in Belfair also. So just a free event with lots of great resources and community, and it's a great day overall.
I've noticed over the years, maybe since COVID, people are a little more open about their struggles that they've gone through over the years. And it seems like these types of events help to show others that everybody struggles with this, whether or not it's a direct family member or even extended family member, but friends are our larger friend group. There's probably somebody in there that knows somebody or themselves have been struggling. You mentioned the kids. I got my son here helping with the taping today, and I kind of wanted to jump into that a little more. What can you tell us about the way that these types of things impact the youth in our community, and how, we're really trying to make sure that they've got the resources available? Either one of you.
Yes, so I would say, at least for me, addiction impacts and mental health impacts 1 out of 3 individuals. That's a huge population. So whether it's a youth that's being impacted directly, or if it's their family, their friends, it's all around us. And so being able to, open up those communications and let people know that it's safe to talk about it. Even when we were hanging up flyers like downtown Shelton and everywhere, we didn't really have a single business tell us, no, we cannot put a flyer in the window, because everywhere we went, somebody would have a story of, how addiction has impacted their family. It doesn't discriminate. It doesn't matter the age. It doesn't matter, what you look like, if you're housed or unhoused. It impacts us all.
Yeah, and I've shared, in the past, there's a phrase of the program that we use called, you're only as sick as your secrets, right? And I think that's on an individual level as well as a community level. And so the idea is to really break the stigma, provide an opportunity to have those difficult discussions. And the more we have them, the easier it gets. And it's important that we're having a conversation about the hard things, when we lose loved ones, when we're talking about addiction, right? There's so many other feelings and thoughts that come along with it. There's guilt and shame and the feeling of other than, both as an individual as well as the family members that are navigating that. But it's more often than not, it's a family disease. It's multi-generational, and there's a lot to really unpack. And so I think that this day gives us the opportunity to kind of come together in a more positive light, and really to provide a space for fellowship and support and community. And so, I think by the fact that it's grown every year, that we get more and more resources, the fact that we've got multiple representatives from different forms of government, right, from our city to our county. We've got law enforcement representatives that really shows a unification within Mason County that, hey, we're willing to tackle this. We're here to fight for each and every community member, and that no topic is off limits. It's a really difficult one. It can divide families. It can divide couples. It can obviously divide communities. So how do we reframe that, and how do we provide a space that we can have fruitful dialogues and conversations about it?
So first things first, Thursday's the day up in Belfair. What's the timeline? What's the itinerary? When do we show up? When do we start getting resources? When's the walk?
Yeah, so both events have the same timeline. So the resource fairs for both of them start at 3 p.m. And then we will gather for the walk at 5:45. And right before that, we will have our moment of silence and our performance by our youth. And then the walk will begin tentatively at 6:05 for both the Shelton event and the Belfair event.
If you're up in the Belfair event, the parking in the library can be a little tight, especially with all the folks involved. There's parking across the street at the elementary school, and you can just take the crosswalk there. That'd be perfect. And then there's plenty of parking at Kneeland Park, and then other opportunities there as you get ready to be part in downtown Shelton. Abe, Jamie, thank you so much once again for meeting and talking about this very impactful and very important two-day event that happens here in Mason County. We really appreciate it. We'll get all the information out for folks, and we'll see you out there on the walk. And make sure, folks, don't be afraid to ask for these resources. Nobody's going to judge you. Nobody's going to, after you walk away, nobody's going to go, oh my gosh, did you see what? Everybody struggles and everybody's dealing with this together. And so there's just a lot of open and loving support here in Mason County. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you,
Thanks, Jeff.
Appreciate it.